Hey everyone, it is Half High here, bringing another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. We are on Global, and I've been getting this question quite a bit. Who's better, Gogeta or Broly? If you have a limited amount of stones, who should you be summoning for? Who should you be getting dupes? Who should you be rainbowing? Those are tough questions to answer. Hopefully this video can give you a little bit of insight. I'm going to do a quick analysis, give you my subjective view, my opinions on who is the better unit, Gogeta or Broly. So if you are new to my channel, of course, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff, and always a shout out to DBZ Space and the Dokkan Wiki for images provided. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look at each unit case by case and look at the highlights, the pros and cons of each unit, and decide overall who is better. So let's look at Gogeta first. I think this is the one we want to focus on first here, and the card art is to the left and the highlights on the stats and everything is to the right. So that's what we're going to be looking at. And of course, the leader skill is fantastic. It is a dual category leader. It is not the first dual category leader. Hit beat everyone to the punch on Global on that. So it is the movie heroes and fusion. The highlights there is attack 170%. That's a huge thing. You got to make sure you stick with the meta. The meta is 170% or higher. The only unit that has a higher attack buff for a leader skill is LR Goku and Frieza, LR Friku. So that's good that it has 170% there. The super attack has greatly raises attack, which is a 50% multiplier to the SA, huge there, and then damage to the enemy. That's important. The passive skill attacks against effective against all types. That is a Gogeta thing, and that's important that this was on this unit here, and also has a medium chance to evade any enemy's attacks. Super attacks, normal attacks, either or, has that 25% chance to evade, which is huge, a lot different than what we've normally seen with Gogeta units. Link skills, great link skills. Saiyan Warrior Race, Golden Warrior, those are kind of throwaways. But Super Saiyan, Prepare for Battle, Over in a Flash, Fuse Fighter, and Fierce Battle, really cohesiveness against with the movie heroes and the fusion category. The categories in itself, those are fine there, nothing too special, but of course introduction of movie heroes. And the defense is actually pretty high, so 11,000 is a really strong defensive stat there. Huge benefit. Probably the one that's very important is the 12 key multiplier at 160%. There's only two other TURs that provide 160% 12 key multiplier, and that is Tech Vegito Blue and then Strength Rose. Now there is a the normal physical Cell Junior that has 160 for some apparent reason, but he's not usable. So yeah, all in all, great highlights for Gogeta, but we have to look at some negatives as well. Let's look at the negatives for Super Saiyan Gogeta, and that is going back to the leader skill. Hit was the first to have the dual category, and Hit's dual category leader is 170% across the board on his main, and his secondary is 150% across the board. I really did not like the HP and defensive on the secondary as 130. I think they could have easily made it 150 and wouldn't have broken the teams or really broken the game. So I don't know, I feel that that HP and defensive is just kind of lacking there. The super attack, you got that one turn. That's fine, not a huge thing, but kind of nitpicking there. The passive skill, on the other hand, that jumped out at me. I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, 100%, that's it. When you look at Int Gogeta, he has 120% to attack, but you might argue, well, Int Gogeta doesn't have a raises greatly attack, super attack, which is additional 50%. True, but I don't think it would have hurt Gogeta that much to put him at least at 120% attack. The other negative is his HP stat. His HP stat is really low. If you look at the top two TURs, it's 18,300 and almost 18,000 for Future Gohan, and that is quite a bit lower than, or quite a bit higher than that low HP stat of 15,745. That's surprising. There should have been at least over 16,000, but when we compare it to Broly, you'll see why that's, that's red there. The biggest problem with Gogeta is his transformation, the time when to actually do it. And once again, comparing this to Broly, he transforms into his 5th turn. All right, it takes a while. So 5 turns isn't one of our favorites, but when he does transform, it is pretty incredible. We'll talk about that in just a second here. So quickly, I did not talk about the attack stat here, but the attack stat, I wanted to just do a little quick comparison. The attack stat is 16,492 at max potential. Compare it to the top TURs, and once again, this is subtracting EZA Strength Gogeta, because his attack stat is just LR status. So, but these are the top 5, and you can see it's 17.5 is the top, all the way down to 17.1. I think they could have at least boosted them up to 17,000 or like 16.9. And you might think 500, what's that's that a lot? Yeah, it really does. It really helps for the increasing of damage, because those are, that's a bunch of potential orbs, really. But I don't know, it's kind of nitpicking here, but I think they could have increased the attack stat. But I didn't put it at red because I think it's still fine here. Now let's talk about the transformation. Transformation is the key thing. Once he transforms after the 5th turn, takes a while, nothing but pluses. I guess the only negative might be that he loses his effective against all types, but it is replaced by something better. So let's quickly go over. His super attack is 3 turns instead of 1. Instead of greatly raises, it's just raises, but it's still the same 50% multiplier. Okay, so it doesn't really change too much there. His attack and defense goes up to 130. There you go. It's better than Super Gogeta. And once again, losing that effective against all types, it is substituted by critical every hit. That's ridiculous. So we exchange 150% in effective against all types to 190%. We'll take that extra 40% all day long. Also a high chance to evade any enemy's attack. That's 50% versus 25. So when he transforms, it's an amazing unit. But once again, the biggest issue, 5 turns. It takes him a while to transform. But when he does, yeah, one of the best. So let's go ahead and move on and switch gears and talk about Broly and compare Broly to Gogeta here. So Broly, same thing. The leader skill is fantastic at 170% attack increase. I think movie bosses in full power is a better combination than movie heroes and fusion. That's just my opinion. I think there's more diversity there. Super attack, same thing. Greatly raised attack is huge there. And a big plus for Broly is damage to all enemies. So huge plus there. There is a negative. We'll talk about that in a second. Passive skill is great. Plus 6 to key. So you'll never have any key issues with Broly. And attack 130%. Defense 100. That's no big deal there. Link skills, great link skills. Same warrior race and berserker, and the plus 20% at 50% and under. I guess it could be useful, but the same warrior race is kind of a throwaway. So Super Saiyan Prodigies, very good. Shocking speed, prepare for battle, and fierce battle. Great link skills there. HP, as you can see, his HP a lot better than Gogeta. Was very surprised on how high his HP actually was. The defense not as good as Gogeta, but still reasonable, over 10,000. And the attack, we'll talk about that in a second. Huge benefit here also, his super attack can be farmed. So if you're free to play, this is beneficial. Okay, so you don't have to use those Elder Kais, don't have to waste those. You can grind the Broly up and be rocking and rolling, get him at super attack 10 really easily there. Raises his SA multiplier, we talked about that, greatly raises attack. Huge plus. The advantage for Broly over Gogeta, he transforms in the 4th turn. So that is huge. That one extra turn can make the huge difference there. Now there is a problem. Even though he transforms earlier, he does get some negatives when he does transform. Oh, before I go into that, let's talk quickly about the negatives before he transforms. Like I mentioned before, HP, defense of 130%. It's just nitpicking. It's a pet peeve there of saying, hey, why didn't you just do 150%? Doesn't make any sense. So 1 turn, already said that for Gogeta, same thing there. But this case scenario, there's supreme damage versus immense damage. That's problematic. Super Saiyan 3 Broly, in comparison, he has immense damage. They should have just gave him immense damage here. Now, we'll know why they ended up doing that, but I'll talk about that in a second. But I think they should have just kept it at immense damage versus dropping him down to supreme damage, which lowers a lot of damage there. His other negative is his 12 key multiplier is not 160, it's only 150, so he doesn't join the ranks of Tech Vegeta Blue, Rose, or Super Saiyan Gogeta. So that's a shame there. I think they should have at least bumped him up there. And his attack stat, just in comparison, once again I put it red there because it's not a huge deal, he is the lower of these two Brolys. He's not the weakest Broly, but he's not the best or top attack stat Broly. They should at least give him 16.9 because that's the un-EZA attack stat for OG Broly there at 16.8. Come on. So, and then 16.7 for Super Saiyan 3 Broly there. 16.9, 17, you know, could have helped out. So now let's look at the transformation. There is problems with the transformation. Whereas Gogeta, there is no problem at all. Broly has two issues. Number one issue, instead of the greatly raises attack, it turns into lowers defense. Not a important stat really at all. Now it does change from supreme damage to immense damage. That's beneficial. And his passive skill, yeah, a huge buff. Plus 8 to ki, will never have key issues, and attack 188%. Huge. However, think about it. Even though they raised it to immense damage, you still lost a 50% increase in SA multiplier because he doesn't have a raises attack on his SA. So it's that 188% looks amazing, but he does lose some of that SA attack. Now, a huge benefit here is launches an additional attack which has a high chance of becoming a super attack, so that's a 50% chance of it being a super attack. But he also loses attack to all, and I thought that was kind of disappointing, where, you know, Broly he's an attack all character, and when he transforms he only does a single attack, so kind of a huge minus there. So, and then like I mentioned before, the lowers enemies defense by 80% for 3 turns. Not a huge deal unless they're going to change that dynamic in the game. Lowers defense isn't so important. I'd rather have greatly raises attack any day. So couple problems on the transformation, not too bad, but he transforms in 4 turns, which is a lot faster, and then you get that extra. If you're fighting a single target, it's a lot better. So now let's go ahead and break this down. All right, do an overall analysis here. We're going to look at leader skill, attack, HP, defense, transformation, world tournament, battlefield, and SBR, and then do it overall, right? Here we go. Here's what I think these two units end up being. So leader skill, I think movie bosses and full power is overall better when it comes to leader categories. So the leader skills are exactly the same when it comes to the percentages, but I think the categories in it itself that Broly has, he takes the cake there. Attack, once he transforms, Gogeta is the man, so I will give the attack to the Gogeta. HP, you saw the HP difference. Broly easily is number 1 on the HP stat. Defense, with the evasion, is hugely beneficial for Gogeta. It's no doubt his defensive skills. Gogeta does take the cake. Transformation, like I mentioned, for Broly, even though he transforms earlier, there are some issues with his transformation. There's nothing but positives for Gogeta when he transforms. So that's, you know, I gave the edge to Gogeta there. World Tournament, no doubt, is Broly. If you're looking for a World Tournament unit, go for Broly. Super Battle Road and for Battlefield, I think Gogeta is a better overall unit there, and will help out. That evasion is key. And then, so overall, just by a hair, as you can see here, 4-3, you got Gogeta. I think Gogeta is the overall better unit, not by much. But depending on what you're looking for, if you're looking for a World Tournament unit, you go for Broly. If you're looking for more of an overall unit, you go for Gogeta. If you're looking for a leader, and you know you don't have too many leaders, that Broly might be more beneficial than this Gogeta. So, and also depends on your box. Do you have the units? Do you have more heroes and fusions, or do you have more bosses and full power? So with that, hopefully that helped. Hopefully that gave you kind of a analytical thought, or some kind of subjective opinion, my opinion, in who you should be summoning for. If you can't summon for both, I recommend summoning for both. Get both units if you can. I will be definitely doing that. But Anyway, if you make a decision based on this, I'm glad I can help. So with that, thank you guys for watching. If you're new to my channel, of course, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time.